All right, how's everybody tonight? Having a good weekend, hopefully. We are going to open one thing tonight, and that's Legacy Football. Before we start ripping, though, a little bit of information to go over. We do this every night just to make sure everybody's on the same page about everything. So first up there, a feedback. Automated, guys, just to make it easy for us all. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will instantly get it in return with the benefit of no waiting. That's the part you like, right? And then, of course, the other message there is to say thank you. I very much appreciate you being here to bid and break and chat and hang out with me, keep me company. This is a look at what we're going to be breaking here in the days ahead. So tomorrow, Sunday, is an off night. Not going to do any breaks tomorrow night. But then we'll be back at it on Monday night. We'll open a 5-box case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys, along with some Leaf Metal Sports Heroes. And this is a kind of an interesting product. It's a special product that wasn't made available to everybody. And it was for pre-production autographed proof cards. So they're all one-of-ones, they're all autographed, and they're all slabbed, and they're all pre-production proofs. Does that make sense? And the break is listed first letter of last name because it's a multi-sport product, and it's listed in the football category if you're looking for it. Also, Monday night, we're going to do Definitive Baseball by the full case, which is always a fun break. On Tuesday, we'll do Legacy Football again. We'll start at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. It'll be the same as it was tonight. Veteran Base will have its own bidding spot, and Veteran Base will not ship to the teams as a result. On Wednesday night, we'll do a Gold Rush autographed full-size football helmet, some Onyx Premier Gear Baseball, that's a memorabilia break, and then Finest Baseball comes out on Wednesday, so we'll pop into a case of that as well. On Thursday, once again, we'll start at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. I found a half case of Tier 1, honestly, that I forgot I had. You know, sometimes these distributors, they give me like X number of cases and a half of another case, and I almost always forget about the leftover half, which I did here too, but I found it the other day. So we'll be breaking that on Thursday night, as well as Legacy Football again. So that's how we're shaking out in the days ahead. Here's what you need to know for tonight. I'm expecting this should be out the door to you no later than Wednesday unless something super unexpected happens. It may get out ahead of that, but I don't think it would be any later than Wednesday as it sits right now. And yeah, we don't have to worry about consolation cards, I don't think. And every break we've done, every team has had cards to head to them, so I think we should be good there. It is a 12-box case of 2019 Legacy Football. It's a full inner case. This is break number 5. It ended on eBay, of course, tonight, the same night we're breaking it, Saturday night, the 1st of June. Team names are on the left-hand side. Our winning bidders are across from each team there on the right-hand side. There is one team in here that was unpaid the last I looked. So if you are that person, please pay for your team. Please don't be that person that, you know, leaves me stuck with it. Usually I resell them, but tonight I'm probably just going to let it ride. Note that Veteran Base, you see it right down here, has its own bidding category. So all the Veteran Base cards that we pull will go to that specific bidding category. So the teams are still going to get autograph cards, relic cards, numbered cards, inserts, and parallels. They're just not going to get Veteran Base, okay? Hopefully everybody read that in the description, so that shouldn't be a shock to anyone. You notice that the background went out of focus there a tad little bit. That was intentional. And don't worry, we're still going to be able to see everything with no worries. You probably wonder why we're over here at random, right? Well, that's because we're getting ready to open a brand new master case. And so there are, basically it just means there are 2 cases in a bigger box, and they call the bigger box a master case. So we're basically just deciding if we're going to open the case on the left or the case on the right tonight. And that's what we're doing here. So ignore the first one. You can ignore the second one. Third one's for all the marbles. There's our 3 times, our date and time stamp. It gives us the case on the right-hand side. So let me cut into this big, giant master case and get out our actual 12-box case here off the right-hand side. And then we'll have to, of course, get all of our boxes out of this case once I get this case out of the bigger box. Holy cow. They really wedge them in here, sorry. I'm sure I'm sure that makes the table shake. You feel like you're at a theme park, right? I know. It's heavy. I can't help it. It does jar the table. Because I got to fight with those boxes to get them out of there, man. They wedge them in there. So if you have not yet done a break of Legacy, here's what you need to know. We are going to find ourselves a couple of autographs per box and all kinds of other stuff, all kinds of numbered cards and inserts and parallels and all that. So the first box that we open, we'll go a little slower through it, spend a little extra time taking a look at some of that so that you'll know what to be on the lookout for. And then as we move forward, we'll go through some of our subsequent boxes at a little faster clip than we do the first box. But that way, if somebody is new to the product, it'll give you a chance to kind of acclimate and see what's what and all that. Alan J is here. It has been a few weeks, Alan J. Where have you been keeping yourself? You've been doing something fun? Maybe you've been on vacation. I would like to go on vacation. I haven't been on vacation in a few years, but I don't know. It seems like there's never a good time because they're always releasing product. Like, I wish they had a week or so, or maybe like 10 days where they said, hey, we're not going to put out any new products at all. Wouldn't that be amazing? Then I would take off and go somewhere for 10 days. But anyway, Valley of Cards is here, and Bring a Ruckus is here too. Hello, everybody. We've got, what do we got coming out next week? We do have one new football product, but it doesn't come out till next Friday, and it's Luminance. And actually, I think Leaf Flash Football comes out the same day, so we'll have 2 Friday football products. But on Wednesday, we're only going to have baseball. We'll have Finest Baseball. Originally, Luminance was supposed to be Wednesday night as well, but they moved it on us. Now it's Friday. Alan J says it's all work and no play. I know, but you know what? I enjoy cards. So it is work. There's no question, but I also do enjoy it. So, you know. It's all good. It's all good. Anthony says, whoever outbid me on the Raiders, I hate you, LOL. Well, you should hold your judgment on that, Anthony, because you know what? Sometimes people will say that, and then at the end of the break, like if the team didn't do that well, they'll be like, oh, yeah, you saved me some money. Of course, other times it does work the opposite way, and you think, oh, man, if only I had bid that other whatever, $2. But it can fall either way, that's for sure. I've seen it go both ways. But I'm just hoping we find some nice stuff in here. Our last case, of course, we had that beautiful, beautiful Kyler Murray to 10 a couple of nights ago. That was incredible. Love to find another one of those tonight. Okay, so this, guys, is the veteran base. So whenever you see it just plain and simple like that, you know that goes to the veteran base category. Now, these, of course, inserts, Houston Oilers are the Tennessee Titans. Cards always stay with their franchise. So, you know, Oilers of old are the Titans of today. So that's how that works. This is numbered Jalen Ramsey to 35. We'll find a fair number of these chromes. Some will be prism, some won't. Some will be numbered, some won't. We'll, again, go through that as we go along. And, of course, our rookies, they're still in their collegiate uniforms. So what that means to you is this. They go to the team that drafted them, if they were drafted. If they were not drafted, an undrafted free agent, whatever team they signed with in the interim, even if it's a rookie camp deal, mini camp deal, whatever it is, as long as they are still associated with that team, they're going to go to that team. If at some point they get cut from that team, If they remain without a team, they would still go to the last team they were associated with. If, however, they were to, for instance, if they get cut and then get signed somewhere else, then they would go to the new team. Does that make sense? It probably doesn't, but I'm trying anyway. So Josh Jacobs, this is like rubbing it in for poor Anthony, numbered to 35. The first one out is a Raider. So it's like, Anthony, I don't know, man. I know that makes you sad. I'm sorry, but that first one out is a Raider. So Drew Brees here, this is a prism, but it is not numbered. Anytime you see the prism that's just basically silver in the background, those are unnumbered, like that one. When they are numbered, of course, I will call it as we go. An insert for the 49ers and Joe Montana. It is numbered to 35, which is basically that sort of gold, coppery sort of color there down the edge is what clues us into those being numbered to 35. Poor Anthony, he says, can't believe it. He's shaking his head. Can't believe it. J-Bomb Sauce is here looking for some Packers. Looking for a little love for the Pack. Well, we will see what we can find for your Green Bay Packers tonight. Hopefully something good will come out of it. But right now, we have a Colt headed our way with Paris Campbell, the Indianapolis Colts, our second autograph out of box number 1. Uno. Now, we're going to see some numbered, some red, and they're numbered to different things. When they are red and chrome, they're numbered to 100. When they are red and paper, they're numbered to 299. This, of course, being red chrome means it is, you got it, to 100. And that, of course, was Doug Baldwin. Is that? No, yeah, his numbered to 35. TJ Hawkinson to 35 for the Detroit Lions. And that's just a basic refractor there for Kyler. It's not numbered or anything. It's just a, okay. Prism is the word that Panini uses. Refractor is the word that Topps uses. I, frankly, most of the time call them refractors, and I have to remind myself to call them a prism when I'm breaking Panini. Just know that it means the same thing. Whether I call it prism or whether I call it refractors, it all means prism in the Panini world. That one's numbered to 100 with Kenyon Drake and the Dolphins. So there goes box number 1. Hi, Brad. I didn't see you jump in there. Oh, Anthony Vargas. I feel bad for you, man. He's so sad because he got outbid on the Raiders, and then the very first autograph we saw was a Raider. I know, man. I know. Does make life unhappy sometimes, doesn't it? If anybody happens to be watching that Brewers-Pirates marathon, would you let me know if and when that game ever ends? Last I saw, we were in the 12th inning, excuse me, 12th inning, and they were still tied at 10-10, which is crazy, because they had, they were scoring right and left through the first 9 innings, and then they managed to knot themselves up in the 9th and remain so all the way into the 12th. They should be in the 13th by now, or maybe beyond, or maybe the game's over, but anyway, if anybody is watching it or knows the score on the Pirates Brewers, I would be interested to know how that one ends up. Anthony says he at least needs a Titan now. He expects a Titan to even out his mojo. Well, I will try. Who we got for your Titans? We've got A.J. Brown for sure is a Titan. There are 2 or 3 Titan rookies in this product. Maybe more than 2 or 3, but there's 2 or 3 I can think of offhand. Some of them I can't remember until I see them. Some of them I can remember off the top of my head. But the more I sort it, the easier it is to remember it. So this is the first orange that we see. And when we see orange, they are to 199 every single time. When we find yellow, we haven't seen yellow yet, but we're going to. Yellow will be numbered to 165. And I think that's, oh, there's green too. We'll find green to 100. Occasionally blue to 50. That's, of course, to 299 for the Seahawks. Or to 199, sorry, that was orange. I'm not doing well with my multitasking, am I? Trying to remember what colors are associated with what numbers, and I just called that totally wrong, didn't I? All right, so we have a little hit here for Stanley Morgan Jr. I can absolutely never remember where this guy goes. Like, we pull him, and for some reason I have a mental block about Stanley Morgan Jr. Maybe a Bengal, but let's go find out. Yes, he was an undrafted free agent, subsequently signed with the Bengals. See, I have a little cheat sheet over there, so, right? So if there's some I can't remember, then I know. Oh, the Brewers are up now. Okay, finally, somebody scored. It's 12-10. Brewers, bottom of the 12th. Oh, I thought we were already through the 12th. Oh, I guess I must have turned it off at the 11th then. Mac Wilson to 100. Mac Wilson is a brown. And what else do we have? Ooh, now it's nice when we see purple. That's one I forgot to mention to you because purple are numbered to 10. Even sweeter. Oh, yeah, Jeffrey Simmons. You're right. Bring it to Ruckus. That is another one that's a Titan. But DeAndre Baker here to 10 happens to be a Giant. So he's headed off to New York to 299 for the Patriots. And come up there. These little stragglers trying to hide up there in the corner. There's one, a yellow one, finally, the 165. That was Jameis Winston for Tampa Bay. And, ooh, all right, that's the first one of those I have seen out of all of this that we've opened. What is this? Case, what is this, guys? I don't even remember. 6? Is this 6? However many this is. Maybe this is 5. Might be, yeah, it would have to be an odd number, wouldn't it, to start the case? Anyway, this is the first time we've had a hit replaced by a points card in the entire product. This is the first one I've seen. So what happens with it? It sets up there in our housekeeping area, which is crowded with all these boxes right now, but nonetheless, it hangs out up there, and then at the very end of the break, it will be given out using random.org. Now, in my experience, with most of the Panini products, when you pull a points card, it usually means that there's a really good hit somewhere else in the product. So now whether or not that holds true tonight, well, we'll have to find out, won't we? Because there's a lot of rookies in here, but maybe that point card there means to us that there's going to be a smoking hot veteran hit in here. Maybe. I don't know. But oftentimes you can equate those two things. Not always, but often. And sometimes it'll even be for like a high-profile rookie hit that you get. However, when we hit that Kyler Murray to 10 the other night, there were no offsetting points in that box or in that case. So We shall see. We shall see if it's a sign of good things to come or not. Matt wants to know, how many Daniel Jones have we hit? You know what? I don't know that we've hit a Daniel Jones autograph yet, actually. We may have, Matt, but I don't really remember it offhand. If we did, it was probably earlier back. I don't think we hit one out of the last case, which would have been breaks 3 and 4. If we hit one out of 1 and 2, I don't remember. Bring It a Ruckus needs a Haskins 1 of 1. Well, I'm going to try my best to get you a Haskins 1 of 1. Anthony and Alan J are both booing the rewards points. Listen, you all know I'm no fan of those rewards points. I don't like it when they replace our hits with those. It's to 165 Cam Newton. I don't care for that tactic at all. But, as I said, sometimes it means there's something good ahead. Not always, but often. And that happens to be a little player from my alma mater, the University of Kentucky Wildcats. And it is numbered to 100. And Mr. Benny Snell goes to, guess what? My favorite team in the pros, the Steelers. It's the perfect scenario for me. Kid from my college, alma mater, going to the Steelers. I love it. It's to 199 for the Bills. And Troy Aikman here is numbered to 7025. Ooh, blinded. Sorry. And that has more of a kind of gold, yellow kind of tint to it. I guess gold, technically. The other one, when we see it to 35, is more bronzy. Is that a word? Bronze-ish? Bronze-like? I don't know. A different shade. A different color. So $2.99 Aaron Jones for the Packers. And we have a hit coming out for one Dexter Williams. And I have to look up old Dexter here, too. Because I don't pull him very often. He's a Packer. Ah, see? I should have remembered that, right? I should have remembered that was headed to your Packers. So there is Dexter Williams with his nice 2-color relic and autograph. All right, what else we got? Right in behind it, Alex Barnes coming out next. And Alex Barnes is a Titan. So that worked out all right for you, didn't it? You said you wanted a Titan. He was an undrafted guy, but nonetheless, he's with the Titans now. So, Anthony, we're getting your mojo back on track, right? Did I just take a... I did. We got to get that veteran base in its own little stack over there. This should be numbered to 50, and it is Marshawn Lynch for the Raiders. Beast Mode. All right. So far, so good. We've already seen, of course, I think both of our autographs out of this box, but we could still have other numbered things and stuff like that. Something Campbell's next, Anthony says. You mean Paris Campbell? We hit Paris a while ago. We've already hit him. You think we're going to hit him again? Maybe. That's to $2.99. That was a Raider again, Josh Jacobs. And what else? What else? All right. That box is all wrapped up now. Moving on down the line. And I'm going to rearrange my stacks over here just a hair. Bear with me. I've got the sorting mat off to my right. So everything's, as always, you know, on a mat, basically. Doesn't go off of off of a mat, but I also don't like my stacks to get really high, especially with these chrome cards mixed in there, because they tend to kind of have that little bit of curvature to them. If you stack them very high, the next thing you know, they all want to go sliding like a, you know, like a water park slide. They all just want to go down the slope. So occasionally I have to adjust them. Well, Anthony, at least we got you one, though, right? I mean, we got you one. So we're at least moving you in the right direction. Even though I know it does still burn, though, when you got outbid on the other. I know that feeling. Been there myself. Oh, that's a thick one, so that's going to be another autograph relic that just came out of that pack. I'm still really surprised that Panini didn't put in those little white, blank white spacer cards like they normally do. Because otherwise it's so easy to tell on these which one has the hit in it when it's got a relic with it. Your personal collection needs a Sterling Sharp autograph. Well, all right. We will try to find a Sterling Sharp autograph for your personal collection. How about that? See if we can work the mojo. Meanwhile, we do have another one to 10. It's Matt Stafford and the Lions to 10. I like the low-numbered ones to 199 for the Bengals. That's to 299. Deontay Thompson, he's a Cardinal. Seems like we just broke this last night, but I guess it was really night before last, wasn't it? Or was it 2 nights ago? I don't know. I lose track. We've been breaking it a lot, though. And we still have a lot more to break. A fair amount more to break, anyway. And then, of course, Luminance Football we'll start with on Friday. And Flash Football from Leaf will be Friday as well. That one's numbered to 100. Hakeem Butler. That is an Arizona Cardinal. And they had originally said that Leaf Trinity Baseball was, that's to 299, was going to be on Friday as well. And they haven't sent out any announcement saying that the date changed. However, I also haven't seen my card get charged, and I haven't seen any shipping notice from my Leaf Direct account. And my distributor said they didn't get asked for the drop ship info, so I gotta think the date's gonna move on that. So I don't know. I'm playing it on the safe side, and I'm not listing it to end on Friday. So if it comes out on Friday, then oh well. Dexter Williams. Didn't we just see Dexter Williams? Am I not? Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah, see? There's Dexter Williams from a while ago, and here's Dexter Williams again, but that relic's kind of boring. The first relic was much better. But anyway, Dexter Williams again for the pack. So a pair of those little bookends. And that is numbered to 100. N'Keal Harry is a Patriot. To 165 for the boys, Emmitt Smith. Jalen Ferguson next out. He is a Baltimore Raven. So there is your Dexter Lawrence. If you've got Baltimore, that is headed your way. All right. Our pile is is shrinking slowly but surely. We still got a long ways to go, though, so if you haven't hit what you're looking for yet, you don't need to worry. We're not even to the halfway point yet. Long way to go. I am looking forward to Luminance on Friday. I really did like that product last year. You know, it's got that kind of black and white design, but I really particularly liked those draft day autographs because they were hard signed, and they had some decent relics in there too. So I think I actually ordered a little more of it this year even than what I had last year, because I did end up liking the product pretty well. So sometimes it's hard to tell about those new ones till you actually hold them in your hand, but I think we probably have 2 or 3 more cases this year than what I had last year. Probably had, what did I have last year? 4 or 5 maybe. So we probably got 6 or 7 this year, something like that. And they don't take forever to break. I mean, they got a reasonable number of cards in them, but they don't take forever and ever. It's to 165. So that's always kind of nice too. I think some of you are like me. It's to 299 in that your house is just overrun with like base cards. Maybe not, but mine is. That's to 299. Yeah, mine is overrun. I need to put them all together and go make another donation. Because there comes a point where it's like, oh man, there's just, what am I going to do with them all? I've always said, you know, I call it Card Mountain, because it's not sorted. It's just these giant mounds, what seems like mountains of cards to me, because I never have time to sort them. And my joke is always that, like, one day we're going to, you know, wake up buried under an avalanche of cards, and it's going to be, you know, death by Card Mountain or something. This is numbered to 25, Montez Sweat for the Redskins. Although I guess actually, if it killed us, we wouldn't wake up, would we? So I guess that was contradictory, wasn't it? You can't really wake up if it's, you know, buried me and killed me. All right, Christian Kirk with the Arizona Cardinals. There's our first veteran autograph out tonight. And I see a little cracked ice. I spy with my little eye some cracked ice. And J Bomb Sauce says you're looking forward to Luminance also. Awesome. And Rodney's here. First time breaking with us. Well, welcome, Rodney. We hope you do well tonight. So our cracked ice is Neil Anderson for the Bears. It is numbered to 10. And I wish that had been autographed. That would have been nice. They didn't give us any ink. Being stingy, aren't they? A bit stingy. To 199, our orange, of course. And let's see, who else do we have in here? The Eagles, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Headed to Philadelphia, and that's got to be numbered, and I didn't see it. Yeah, C to 50. Eventually I catch it. I just missed it the first go round. And numbered to 50, straight up 5-0. That is Dan Fouts, San Diego Chargers. Oh, Rodney, you've got the Raiders tonight. Okay, here's the reason we're chuckling about that, Rodney, is that Anthony said farther back up in chat, like when he first jumped into chat tonight, He said, whoever outbid him on the Raiders tonight, I hate you, LOL. And then, you don't know this because you weren't signed in, Rodney, but the very first hit that we pulled out was for your Raiders. So Anthony has just been living in regret tonight over not having the Raiders. But meanwhile, yes, you do already have a hit. And, of course, we will recap it at the end of the break. You'll get another chance to see it. So see, there Anthony is. Now that you know the story, Anthony's welcoming you in his own special way there in chat. But he's just kidding, Rodney. Anthony's a good guy. He's just kidding, of course. All right, we are 5 boxes open. This is number 6 getting ready to come out of the wrapper. So when this comes out of the wrapper and we've looked at it, we'll be at our halfway point. So we're getting there. Slowly but surely making progress. Oh no, Rodney's rubbing it in. He says, I sniped him too. Oh man, that's just even worse. That is just worse, isn't it? I hit something on my iPad. Sorry. I was trying to get it to stop over there because it was distracting me. Well, listen, I can't blame you for that. You guys know I love Auction Sniper. Like, when I bid, most of the time, unless, I mean, if it's something like kind of inexpensive, you know, I don't care that much if I use Sniper. But if it's something I really want, or if it's something I'm going to potentially spend a lot of money on, I go into Auction Sniper all the time. I love it. I also like the fact that it has all the bid management tools in there. So you can do so much stuff with it, and it's so easy. Like, you can have all kinds of bids in there and then just cancel them out up to, you know, 5 minutes or so before the auction is to go off. You can change your amounts. You can do all kinds of stuff in real time there super easily, unlike on eBay. It's a little more cumbersome to handle those things on there. Oh, Rodney, you're a big Raiders collector and you already have 20 Josh Jacobs autographs. Wow, man. That's a pretty good little group you've got going there. So you picked up AB, Antonio Brown, from my Pittsburgh Steelers. That's my team. So what's the mood there in Oakland in regard to AB? How y'all feeling about him? Greedy Williams. Greedy Williams comes out for the Browns. But I do think your guy, Josh Jacobs, I mean, he's, by all accounts, he's supposed to be quite good. I mean, you never know till you see a kid in pads and see how they fit into the scheme, but by all accounts, he should be pretty good. That's to 199 for Josh Jacobs, I mean. To 165, Marquise Hollywood Brown, Ravens. There is another to 165, Jamal Adams and the Jets. Anthony, you said you just got back into collecting yourself. How long had you been away? I ask that mainly because I'm wondering if your experience was anything like mine. I had not collected cards in many years. I collected when I was young, and then when I went to college, I kind of, you know, I sold it all, I dumped it all off and went on about my, you know, merry little way. And I kind of lost interest in it at that point to a certain extent. And then also, of course, we had that period of time where just so much product was churned out and dumped out that it just devalued everything. And then I just didn't even pay any attention to what was out there at all anymore. But you better pay attention to that, because that is for your Tennessee Titans, A.J. Brown. See? Did I call that earlier? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did, didn't I? Said we might find you an A.J. Brown tonight. So, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised when I came back just actually a few years ago and found how much the industry had changed, how different the products were, and of course, you know, finding out about the world of brakes and immediately becoming completely addicted to brakes. So I went down the rabbit hole. I was just wondering how long you had been out of it. It's to 25 Ickey Woods for the Bengals. Anthony's. You've already got AB's catchphrase down. Business is booming. Yeah, indeed. That is numbered to 100, Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. And that's a prism, but it's not numbered for Paris Campbell. Numbered to 100, we have a green Lamar Jackson for the Ravens. I'm not sure why I flipped him over. He's numbered on the front, but anyway. So we are officially at the halfway point. We've opened 6. We've got 6 to go in this case. Rodney, you said you just got a sick patch from this. You got back into collecting in 2014, and that year broke you with Carr and Mac. No doubt, man. That was, yeah, that was an expensive Raiders year for sure. You know, I still open some of that older stuff, too, in different configurations. I used to do a lot more of those older products in, like, 1 and 2 box breaks. And I actually still have a fair amount of older stuff like that I throw out here and there in 1 and 2 box breaks. I've kind of gotten away from it in the last 6 or 8 months. But I need to either start doing that again, or we need to put together some mixers and start working through some of that product, because I've got a lot of it. And I used to have a lot of 2014 and 2015 and even 2016 black gold. But I might only have 16 left. But I'm sure I have 2014 products and 15 products and stuff around from somewhere. Of course, 15 was Khalil and Derek Carr, right? Wasn't he 15? Maybe he was 14. I was thinking he was 15. Anthony, you said your grandmother threw all your cards away. Oh, man, because she thought it was junk. Oh, that's harsh. That is harsh, yeah. I think about, like, all the stuff that my dad would have had. Oh, my gosh, because my dad had comic books and cards and stuff when he was growing up, he and his brother, and it all got tossed as well, so... You know, similar story. His mom just one day went up into the attic and cleaned it all out and tossed it all. You think A.J. Brown's going to be better than D.K. Metcalf? Well, we'll see. I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion on either one of them. Maybe D.K. Metcalf could be a little overrated based on his combine performance. All right, this is for the Saints. It is, I don't know how in the heck you're supposed to say his first name. Little Jordan or Little Jordan, whatever. Humphrey is for sure his last name. And he's a Saint. And I've never quite gotten his first name down. I know that's a shock. For those of you who are new to breaking with me, I butcher all the names all the time. Even when I can hear another person saying them in my head, they come out of my mouth sounding like I'm a crazy person. So just be aware of that. I mispronounce lots of names. It's to 299, Caleb Wilson. He's a Cardinal. One of many, many Arizona Cardinals in this product. That one is numbered to 100. That was Paris Campbell again for the Colts. Number to 165 for the Browns. You went big on DeAndre Washington in 16. You have 6 complete rainbows and personal signings and cleats. Wow, man. How'd you get the cleats? Did you get them at like an auction, or that is something you acquired from one of his appearances or one of the times you ran into him? Well, you asked for some old school Green Bay Packers when we got things started tonight, didn't you? How about Jerry Kramer? There's some old school pack ink for you. Yeah, well, I knew it was short for little, but I still don't know how you're supposed to say it. Because you don't say little Jordan, because it's, like the little hyphenated part. So is it supposed to be little Jordan? Little Jordan? I can't say it. Just can't get it out, man. Jimmy G to 165 for the 49ers. That kid's going to kill me all throughout this year because, he'll somehow end up being a breakout star and we'll pull him every other night and I'll have to say his name like that every time. It was to 199 for the Bengals. Those were veterans. To 299 for the Rams. All right, moving on down the line here. We still haven't seen like a big smoking hit that I think should equate to that points card we pulled. So, I don't know. It's testing my theory in here. Aw, J-Bomb Sauce is being kind. He says my pronunciations are better than he would do. I know you're being kind, but I know I butcher them. I can't deny it. Yeah, it's like one of the worst ones for me was in basketball last year. There was a Celtics rookie, and his name was Semi Ojeleye. He's still alive. His name is Semi Ojeleye, but I pulled him all the time. And the semi part, well, that's easy. You can look at that and know what that is. But Ojeleye, the way it was spelled, I couldn't just look at it and figure it out. And even though I had heard it pronounced and everything, I just couldn't get it in my mind. And I was pulling this guy all the time. You guys will laugh at this. But so one night, I just sat and said to myself, like while I was, making dinner, cleaning up around the house, whatever, I just said the guy's name over and over and over for probably 10 minutes. I sat there and that's all I did was just say Ojeleye, Ojeleye, Ojeleye. And finally, after that, I remembered it. But before that, it would be every other break. I would forget how to say the guy's name. It's a mental block I have. I don't know. Strange. J-Bomb Sauce says it keeps it entertaining. I know, I've always said you guys could play drinking games as to how many names I, pronounce incorrectly. This is numbered to 165 for the Cardinals. That was Josh Rosen, who, of course, a Cardinal no more, but a Cardinal on that card, so that's where it goes. To 199 for the boys, Walt Garrison. To 165, who is that? Travis Homer, Seahawks. You need a Drew Brees, Brad? All right, that's a tall order, man, but I'm going to try it for you. Meanwhile, I have a Myles Gaskin out for the Dolphins. I believe he was UDFA, but currently associated with the Dolphins for Myles Gaskin. And, of course, I'm about ready to have to learn a lot of baseball name and team associations. We've got the draft coming up this week for baseball. I'm just barely starting to remember the football. And now the baseball is going to come and probably knock all the football right out of my head. I know, right? I have limited brain space. That's what you're thinking. You're not wrong. Oh, I hate to do this to you, Anthony. We've got another Raider, but I'm glad to give it to Rodney because, you know, Rodney is first time with us. So there's Clellan. I always want to say Farrell, but he's Farrell because of Will Ferrell. You know, I always want to say Farrell, but he pronounces it Farrell. Clellan Farrell autograph for the Raiders. To 100, Joe Montana, 49ers. This is to 299 for the Ravens. Tony Siragusa. This is the 299, Doug Baldwin, Seahawks. Uh-oh, my screen's trying to time out. Don't time out, screen. I can touch you. Hang on. To 165, Matt Stafford and the Lions. See how much time I spend there in front of my iPad? I talk to it like it's a person. Does that frighten you? I know. That's what I do when I sort. I sit with the iPad and listen to various sporting events if they're on. I can't really watch them while I'm sorting because I would mess up and it would slow me down. But I can listen to it. So I sit and listen to various games. And of course, tennis. I like my tennis. So I've had some French Open matches to keep me company here the last few days. But Serena, man, she got bounced today. I hate to say it. I'm beginning to think that baby wrecked her. I don't know if she's going to be able to get back to the level she was because she was just unstoppable before that. And she definitely is having a hard time getting back in her groove. Having nagging little injuries and things, so then she doesn't get much playing time, and then that definitely shows up in the matches, which affects her confidence, and then it's just like, oh no, it goes all bad. So I was sorry she got bounced today, but oh well, what are you going to do? All right. That is number 2/100 for the Saints, and it is Alvin Kamara. Numbered to 50, Deontay Thompson. Cardinals. Yikes. Well, see what I mean? Those little chrome ones, they get in there and cause problems, and they make my life difficult because they want to make my other cards slide around and misbehave. Dallas Cowboys stepping back in time with Billy Joe Dupree coming out for the boys. Matt says Giants, 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 Giants. All right. We're going to have to see what we can do about that. You know, I hope Randall Cobb, I'm reading in the opposite direction. I started at the bottom and moving up. I should have done the other way. But anyway, I do hope Randall Cobb ends up being productive for Dallas. You know, I love Randall Cobb, also a product of my University of Kentucky Wildcats. And I was really sorry to see him leave Green Bay, but I hope that he does well in Dallas. He should still have some good years in him. To 50, James White and the Patriots. We hope so. Anyway, for Randall. Devin Singletary is next out. This is our second one, of course, out of this box. I got to cheat on Devin Singletary. The Bills. Couldn't remember. Buffalo Bills taking that one home. And, well, J-Bomb Sauce, you're right. Jordy Nelson really did not do them any favors there in Raider Nation, did they? To 165. Well, there's a Sterling Sharp for the Packers, just not quite autographed, but got a numbered one anyway. As we try to fill your PC wish list. You're worried about this season with so many key Packers retired. Yeah, could be dicey. To 299 49ers. New coach, I don't know. To 199 Christian Kirk. And wasn't it your coach that just tore up his Achilles like yesterday or today? Wasn't it the Packers? I think it was. Maybe not your head. Maybe it was your head coach or one of your associate coaches. Anyway, I think was playing pickup basketball and tore his Achilles or something. Leroy Butler to 299 for the Packers. Because I thought it was kind of weird. I'm like, dude, shouldn't you be doing other things right now besides playing pickup basketball? Like I said, time of year, you better be getting your stuff sorted out. Y'all are laughing about the beer chug. I saw that. You're right, though. That was crazy. If you all didn't see it, there were, I forget who the second player was involved, chugged a beer and then challenged Aaron Rodgers to chug a beer, and Aaron Rodgers just couldn't even do it at all. And then the other guy got up and went through another one, and he's just sitting there like a little punk. So it was, I can't chug a beer either, so I'm not one to be judging, I suppose, but it was entertaining to watch anyway. Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I was thinking. You say he's out there hooping at the YMCA instead of drawing up plays. That's me. I'm like, what are you doing this time of year? Why are you out playing pickup basketball anywhere, dude? You need to be home taking care of business, not out there playing basketball. Oh, was Yelich in that pickup game? I didn't realize that. For real, Yelich played in that game too? Man, he played well today, by the by. For anybody that follows baseball as well. Of course, he's been pretty darn good all year, but just saying. Derwin James, Chargers to 50. But Yelich, man, he just knocking the cover off the ball. He and Josh Bell. Josh Bell for the Pirates is the other one who's been uber productive. You need Ryan Finley, Brad? All right, we'll see if we can't find Ryan Finley for your Bengals. Meanwhile, cross town in Ohio, not exactly across town, but north of Cincinnati, Greedy Williams is here for Cleveland and the Browns. To 299, Kansas City Chiefs. I'll tell you this, I will be super disappointed if the Browns are not really good this year. Not that I'm a Browns fan, I'm a Steelers fan, but the Browns have all the tools to be really good this year. To 199, Michael Thomas and the Saints. And if somehow Freddie Kitchen messes them up, I'm going to be mad. It's to 299. And number 250 for the Raiders, Clelin Ferrell. Because I do think that's the wild card for the Browns. I do think Freddie Kitchens is the wild card. I don't know about that. It's to 100, Emmitt Smith for the boys. The Patriots are on the board with Damian Harris for New England. Elixir the MC, welcome. You said it's your first time breaking here. Well, we're glad to have you. There's Marquise Hollywood Brown for the Ravens, Prism unnumbered. So far, we have not gotten anything for the Rams. You've got one rookie in here that gets an autograph. Not out of every case, but he does show up periodically in here. But I haven't seen him yet tonight. Of course, I'm sure you got other options as well. Here comes the hit. I told you when we saw that points card, didn't I? Here it comes. This is why that points card was in there, because it is one Kirk Cousins. No, it's not. They fooled me. Dang. I was expecting it to be autographed because it's turned the opposite way. It's not. It's Kirk Cousins to 100 for the Vikings. Dang you, Panini. Oh, that makes me so mad. I was so excited for a minute. I was like, yeah, it paid off. We got the dumb points card, but we're going to pull a Kirk Cousins autograph. No. Fooled by the backwards card, only numbered to 100. I'm so sad now. So sad, so sad. Jeremy, you said you're looking forward to the Browns, but you're keeping your expectations low. Well, man, I don't think you should keep them low. I think you should just go all in, brother. Just be down for it. You have got all the pieces in place, with the only wild card, in my opinion, being the Freddie Kitchens head coach sitch. And we'll see how that shakes out. But at least now that the Haslams seem to have given ownership to the GM to at least more of an extent than they ever have in the past, and they're not trying to run the team themselves, you're probably going to be okay now. Because, I mean, John Dorsey will be good. It's just a matter of the owners kind of staying out of the front office. I know Rodney saw that Bama logo and you were thinking, here it comes, but no, it's Damian Harris. I'm going to be bummed if we don't actually get a good hit that corresponds with having found that points card. I'm like going to be super not happy if they don't give us a good hit. Man, and I just knew it was going to be that Kirk Cousins. It's like all primed up. Why'd they have it backwards? Maybe it's a short print in here. That might be why it was backwards. Could be the SP. I'm sure that's why. To 299, Phillip Rivers and the Chargers. Because there are vet SPs in here. To 299, Hakeem Butler, Arizona Cardinals. I see a Marlon Mack for the Colts. They didn't fool me on that one. That is actually an autograph for the Colts with Marlon Mack. Oh, J-Bomb sauce. Yeah, it's hardly ever is it out of the same box with Panini. Usually it is within the same case, has been my experience. Not out of the same box. Hardly ever is it out of the same exact box. Still 100 for the Chiefs. It's usually out of the case. And I have seen that theory proven out many times to 165. But it doesn't come true every time. But just, I was thinking because of this product in particular, I have not as much of it as we've opened, and that being the first points card that we've seen out of all of it. That's why I thought it might hit here tonight, but anyway. Meanwhile, we do have ourselves a little duel here. See, I told you we pull him to the end of time. Little Jordan Humphrey and Antoine Wesley. It is numbered to 50. Of course, I know Humphrey is the Saints. Antoine Wesley is, I believe, a Raven. Let me check here. Undrafted free agent to the Ravens. So we've got Ravens on the top, Saints on the bottom, and it's got to sit there in housekeeping because we'll have to see if the same person owns both teams. That's to 199. If they do, great. If they don't, we will use random.org to award that card. And here's how that works. We would go to random, type in both teams. I will always type in left to right or top to bottom. In this case, the card's oriented top to bottom. So it would be typed in Ravens and then Saints. And anytime I have less than 10 items in the list, I do random 3 different times. The first 2 do not count. The third random is the one that would tell us which team gets the card. So that's what will happen unless the same person happens to own both teams, which we'll find out shortly. I've got to readjust my stacks over here again on the sorting mat. Bear with me a second. Got a couple of them that are getting a little higher than I prefer. All right. We're getting close to it. Closing in on it. I do see some purple in our future here. Numbered to 10. That's for your Titans. Of course, once again, former Houston Oilers, our current Tennessee Titans. That is Earl Campbell to 10 for the Titans. Say probably most people that break football know that one. There's not as much changing around of teams in football as you have to keep track of in baseball and things like that, fortunately. Number to 100, Tariq Cohen and the Bears. So we are now heading into what we fondly call Last Box Mojo. So here we have got to hope that we hit the big smoking hit that I think we should have because we had that points card. So let's see if we can conjure it up. Let's laser focus our mojo and hope for the best here. You said, bring it to ruckus. What are you asking about the Jacobs? You're talking about the one we hit earlier tonight, the very first one. I don't remember if it was a number, but we'll recap it and find out for sure, of course, here shortly. Un momento. As soon as we look through the last box, we'll find out what's what. Rodney, are there hot boxes in here? I don't really remember ever having a hot box in here particularly. Does anybody else remember having a hot box ever? I mean, I'm thinking like out of all these legacy breaks, I don't remember having any hot box. Is there one? Have we hit one that I don't remember in the past? I don't remember one in any of them. So I don't know, but I don't think so. Oh, that feels like a big thick card. We're going to keep it till till the last. It's probably going to be another patch auto. That's to 299, Jarrett Stidham. To 165, Jameis Winston for Tampa Bay. Oh, the boxes that have cards numbered to 35 are technically hot boxes. You know, I did not know that. As much as we've opened this, I did not know that. We have hit cards to 35 for sure. This is numbered to 100, Devontae Adams and the Packers. But I certainly never would have called it a hot box. So, how about that? As much of this as I've opened, I did not know that. It's to 199 for the Lions. I really don't even remember that in the marketing materials, but I guess it was in there. Way back when we ordered this, many moons ago. But I guess I forgot it. So anyway, I would assume we've hit it because we did have several cards numbered to 35 earlier. So I'm going to go with yes then. Since that is the criteria, we're going with yes. All right. What do we got? What do we got? I'm anxious to see what our last autographs are myself. This is numbered to 50. It's Gary Jennings Jr. He is a Seattle Seahawk. And we haven't seen either of our autographs yet out of this box. That is red to 299. Matt says it's been a bust so far for his Giants. Well, you know my theory. I always say you don't ever give up until you've seen the last card come out of the box. There's always hope. To 165 for the boys. Always hope until that last card is turned over, my friend. I know, we haven't seen your Darrell Henderson yet either, have we, Elixir? We've got to find that too. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Julian Love. Aha, that is a giant. Indeed. We did find you a giant right there at the last minute, didn't we? And there's one left. It's going to be a relic auto combo because I could feel it when I took it out of the pack. Prism unnumbered, though, for the 49ers. And here's our last out. Oh, it's the Ravens. Marquise Hollywood Brown. We'll see if he turns out to be as good as Antonio. They are related. Nice little relic there, too, for Hollywood Brown and the Ravens. All right, so before we recap, we do have some housekeeping to do on two different fronts. I guess we'll do this one first. So once again, we've got two different teams on this card. And it is the Ravens on the top there with Antoine Wesley, and Humphrey on the bottom there is the Saints. So here's, once again, a refresher for what's going to happen. Let's go over here first and see if we've got the same or different team owners. So the Ravens, SB 120 up here. And let me take a look at our Saints, and that is a completely different team owner, Olivito. So that means we are, in fact, headed to random.org. Let's get these typed in here. So because Ravens is listed first on the card, it's going to be typed in first. Saints will be typed in second. As a reminder, third random makes the determination. So you don't pay any attention to the first two. It's only the third one that counts. So Ravens in first, then the Saints, except I wasn't clicked in the box. Now I am. Try that again. So good luck, Ravens and Saints. So here we go. Ignore the first one. Ignore the second one. Here comes your third and final. 3 times our date and time stamp. It ends up heading off to the Ravens. So the Ravens taking this card with the Antoine Wesley UDFA spot. Now, before you panic and think I've written on your card, I didn't write on your card. You know better than that. But now we've shown you that I didn't. 250 Panini Rewards points. It replaced a hit. My theory did not pan out. We did not get another really big booming hit because we got the points card like I thought we would. So I'm a little bummed about that. But anyway, we're going to end up going back to random as soon as we copy all of our teams out of here. And veteran base, guys, was a bidding position the same as the team. So veteran base is also included in our little random expedition over here. And on this one, since we have 10 or more items in our list, we're going to do random just one single time. We're not going to do it multiple times. So there you go. You can see everybody got copied and pasted in here. And good luck, everyone. Here we go. Comes up Titans. Anthony, you ended up doing okay tonight, man. For not getting your Raiders, you know what? You ended up all right, I think, as a whole. So Titans getting the rewards points. Now we need to recap this bad boy. Rodney, you got close. You said you're winning the points. Look at that, man. You like... You know, you and Anthony have been in a deadlock all night, going back and forth. All right, so to recap, we have the Green Bay Packers with Jerry Kramer, Little Jordan Humphrey for the Saints, A.J. Brown, Titans, Greedy Williams for the Browns, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is an Eagle, Christian Kirk, an Arizona Cardinal. Jalen Ferguson, a Raven. Ravens actually had a pretty good night tonight, as a matter of fact, I do believe. And then you have Marquise Hollywood Brown, a Raven. Julian Love, a Giant. For the Colts, it is Marlon Mack. Damian Harris is out for the Patriots. Dexter Williams. Why can't I remember you, Dexter Williams, man? Packers for Dexter Williams. And there's your second Dexter Williams as well for the Packers. Alex Barnes is an undrafted free agent to the Titans. Stanley Morgan Jr. was UDFA Bengals, I do believe. I have to look him up every time. Yes, UDFA Bengals. I just never have any confidence in that, so I always want to double check it. Paris Campbell, Indianapolis Colts. There is Josh Jacobs for the Raiders. He was indeed numbered to 35. Actually, the Paris Campbell was as well, by the by. I think I said that first time. Another Greedy Williams for the Browns. And this is Devin Singletary for the Bills. The Boys, Billy Joe Dupree, throwback. Clelin Ferrell for the Raiders. And Myles Gaskin for the Dolphins. Our 250 rewards points, awarded to the Titans using random.org. Sorry about that. That's out of habit. Flipping over to the back. And then Antoine Wesley and the Ravens end up with this card, compliments of random.org. Now, we did have, there's a lot of numbered cards. I don't normally go through the numbered cards in the recap because there's a lot. However, I do want to take a look at least our purple ones tonight because we did have one that's a cracked ice that's also purple. I think this is all the purples. If there are some others that you saw earlier that you don't see here, it just means I've got them in a different stack. You would, of course, still get it. So, numbered to 10, DeAndre Baker was for the Giants, of course. To 10, Matt Stafford and the Lions. And then we had our little cracked ice here. Nice. To 10 for Neil Anderson and the Bears. And then the Titans to 10 with Earl Campbell. Once again, Oilers of the past, Titans of today. All right, so that's the break. That's the recap. I am going to put up the shipping information in that little spreadsheet coming up next. If you missed that at the start of the break. You're going to get another chance to take a look at it right now in a hot second. So Wednesday is my projected date for this to get out the door. Realistically, I'm hoping I can get this out to you faster than that, but you just never know how a week's going to go. So I'm going to leave it setting at Wednesday and hope that I can get it out to you a little faster than that. I will do my very best. And of course, we should not have to worry about consolation cards in here. Every team pulled cards, I believe, or should have. They normally do. And of course, as a final reminder, Veteran Base had its own bidding category, as I'm sure you saw in the listing description. So all of Veteran Base went to that particular category. What's coming up in the days ahead? Tomorrow night is an off night. Monday night, we're going to open a case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys, a case of Leaf Metal Sports Heroes that is a special kind of deal. It is pre-production proof cards. They're all autographed, they're all one of one, and they're all slabbed. And we're breaking that by first letter of the last name because it's a multi-sport product and it's listed in the football category if you're looking for it. Also, we'll break definitive baseball by the case on Monday night. Tuesday, we'll be doing Legacy again, starting 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. Same deal as tonight with Veteran Base having its own category. On Wednesday, we're going to open a Gold Rush full-size football helmet, autographed. Onyx Premier Gear, another memorabilia break, and Finest Baseball releases that day. We'll bust into a case of it Wednesday night. Thursday, once again, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, we'll be digging into a half case of Tier 1 baseball and another 12-box case of Legacy football. So that is it for me tonight then, guys and gals. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you being here. I hope I will see you again, if not on Monday night when I'm back, then hopefully somewhere down the road. Meanwhile, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We will catch you the next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.